Our story begins with a footprint on wet sand, the first map traced by a human journey. As the climate changed, humanity spread, following the promise of food. Great rivers became lifelines: the Nile, the Indus, the Tigris and Euphrates, the Yellow River. Along their banks, something new took root. Fields fed towns, writing tallied the harvest, and law gave structure to society. From these towns, states and then empires emerged, each testing the limits of its reach. Persia connected vast provinces. Greece debated the role of the citizen. Rome built an empire on the foundation of law. And a fundamental question arose: how does power hold a world of strangers together? In India and China, rulers sought answers in the balance of duty and order. Philosophies like Confucianism placed the family at the heart of the state. Belief and policy were now intertwined. Hinduism merged devotion with social duty. Buddhism offered a path to end suffering, carried by monks across continents. Judaism guarded a sacred covenant. Christianity preached universal salvation, and Islam united faith with law. The frameworks they built still shape our modern debates on identity, community, and justice. These ideas did not stay put. They traveled with traders along the dusty tracks of the Silk Road and sailed with spices across the Indian Ocean. For the first time, the world was becoming connected. Then, under the Mongol banner, these connections accelerated. A vast, unified corridor allowed couriers to ride without stopping, and with them traveled world-changing technologies: paper, printing, and gunpowder. But these routes carried more than goods and ideas. They also carried the Black Death, a stark reminder that connection has always had a cost. Soon, ships would learn to stitch the entire globe together. The ocean was no longer a barrier, it was a highway. Imagine, early in the 1500s, a friar in a remote American monastery. He lifts a bright orange to his mouth, a fruit he has never seen. He bites. The scent is sharp, the taste entirely new. In that one moment, worlds collide. That single taste was the dawn of a new, unstable global system. The Columbian Exchange moved crops and animals, but also devastating diseases. The Atlantic slave trade chained millions in brutal bondage, and vast colonial empires redrew the map of the world. But ideas crossed the oceans, too. The scientific revolution challenged old beliefs about the heavens and the human body. The Enlightenment questioned the authority of kings and priests, and these questions spilled into the streets, fueling revolutions in America, France, and Haiti. Revolutions that demanded rights, citizenship, and a voice for the nation. But they left a troubling question unanswered. If power comes from the people, who truly counts as a person? This question collided with the age of iron and steam. Factories drew millions into swelling, chaotic cities. Nationalism hardened borders and created powerful myths of belonging. Fueled by industry, empires seized the last corners of the globe for resources. Yet everywhere, from within these colonized lands, new forms of resistance and cultural rebirth began to ignite. The pace of history was accelerating. The 20th century brought this acceleration to a terrifying climax. 2 world wars shattered the old empires. The Holocaust revealed a capacity for horror on an industrial scale. From the ashes, new nations demanded freedom, only to find the world divided by a tense Cold War. When that standoff ended, a new era of global connection began, driven by markets and media. Today, we live within that creation. Vast digital networks connect our work, our families, and our faith. Artificial intelligence and genome editing challenge our oldest traditions. Every private choice can now have global consequences, as pandemics and climate change make our interdependence impossible to ignore. From that first footprint in the sand to this complex present, the story continues. And now, we all face the question: what world will we build next, and who will get to steer?